Martinez. I am the daughter of hard-working, tax-paying, undocumented immigrants from Mexico, and I am undocumented myself. The media likes to refer to people like me as illegal aliens. Kind of dehumanizing, right? I'm here today to thank you for the vote for the DREAM Act last December. Thank you so much for that. You voted for it, and then Kay Hagan killed it. I wanted to say that, you know, we're facing a lot of local battles here, including the banning of undocumented students in community colleges and universities, HB 11. That's more of a state issue than it is federal. You voted for secure communities. Our communities, our undocumented communities, are living in the shadows, living in fear as it is. Because democratic inaction leads to Republican xenophobia, which is what's happening. Now we're having Arizona copycat laws all over the place, including in North Carolina. North Carolina is 100% in secure communities. Our communities are in fear. Our communities are tax-paying. Our communities contribute around $7 billion to $8 billion in Social Security, while the media tells lies about us not paying taxes, criminalizes us, dehumanizes us by calling us illegal aliens. We need action from the federal government, Representative Price. We need you guys to step it up as leaders. Step up and act upon what you say, upon what America is supposed to reflect, upon what my state of North Carolina, even when I'm being ripped of my humanity here, this is my home. The motto of North Carolina says to be rather than to seem. Well, let's be rather than seem, Representative Price. How are you going to address the fear that my community is living in? And while you voted yes for the DREAM Act, it would have been wonderful if it would have passed, but it didn't. And even if we would have been able to go to school, how do you want me to make the grades? How do you want me to ultimately reach my dream if I'm afraid that my mom will be picked up by ICE and she will be ripped away from me?
Very effective plea to which I can add very little for trying to do right by these people in our communities, these people in our midst, many young people who have gone through our school systems in many cases and have a lot to contribute to our community. And yet this is an area where federal action has eluded us. This is a federal issue. And I'm the first to acknowledge that the federal efforts have failed. The DREAM Act was an attempt to salvage something from the failure of comprehensive immigration reform. And by comprehensive immigration reform, I mean a reform of the total system where we have workers for various areas that we need, where individuals who have worked here and been productive and have proven their ability and their desire to live among us can have a legal path to legal status and to citizenship. That's what comprehensive reform is all about. And until we get that, you're not going to build fences high enough or put enough border patrol agents down on the border to do this enforcement-only approach that some politicians profess to support. Now, we have dealt with the issue of immigration enforcement. You referred to it. Let me just say a word about it. I know we got a lot of people lined up here, and I don't want to take too much time. But the Secure Communities program that you refer to does represent an effort on those of us on the Appropriations Committee, and I think the incoming Obama administration. It represents an effort to do a couple of things. One is to focus immigration enforcement on people who have committed serious crimes, as opposed to workplace raids, as opposed to less discriminate modes of enforcement, number one. Number two, Secure Communities is an effort to clean up the so-called 287G program, which has proved to be very problematic program. It mixes up state and local law enforcement responsibilities for immigration, I think, in a very dangerous way. It makes local law enforcement appear to be the long arm of ICE and leads to reduced trust in the communities that they need to work with. So we need to have a bright line that immigration enforcement is a federal responsibility. It is not the function of state and local authorities. And secure communities is an effort to draw that line very brightly. Now, there are instances where secure communities has itself not functioned well. I'm well aware of that. Read our committee report last year if you want a full account. So I'm all for oversight and monitoring and making sure that secure communities works well. But I promise you that the secure communities effort is a reform effort, an effort to get immigration enforcement on a more sound and equitable footing. And that especially with respect to the indiscriminate nature of enforcement in the Bush years, and also the mixing up of state and local and federal authority. On the DREAM Act, all I can say is that this was an opportunity missed. It did pass the House. The DREAM Act, I think most of you know, is the basic idea is to let young people who have grown up here, who have been in our schools, who wish to go on to school or who wish to serve in the military, to let them, by doing that, earn legal status. Pretty straightforward, pretty much a matter, I think, not just of equity and fairness to the individuals involved, but also our country's interests. Since when could we dispense with this talent? Since when could we be so cavalier about dismissing what these young people have to offer? I think it's a very, very disappointing failure to not pass this. It did pass the House. It narrowly failed in the Senate. And now it's much more difficult because of the new composition of the Congress.